Okay, so this is a game that was played between myself. My rating is starting to creep back up. Okay, playing a player that's a little more ranked, just a tad bit better than me, but I've been ranked way higher than him. So technically, he is. I checked his stats. He's really ranked considerably lower than I am, just not at the moment. Okay, so he opens here, and I immediately uh, attack the pawn, playing f5, attacking the center pawn, and he takes, now deploying my knight. If you look at it, this is kind of like a reverse king's gambit opening, knight f3, and then I'll attack that pawn. And now my queen is controlling this file. My bishop is free. My white bishop is not deployed yet, but that's okay. We'll work on that. So he plays, backs it up, and now I deploy my black bishop, playing bishop to d6. I castle, he castles, I castle, and now this rook is facing off this rook, and right now I'm playing positional chess. So harassing the bishop, playing b5. He retreats the bishop, eyeing down the uh, the pawn, the e pawn, the e6 pawn, because it's on my king. However, the light square bishop is still there, but it's not going to be for long, as I'm going to basically fianchetto the bishop and let him have uh, the check, and then I deployed my queen to b6, which I'm setting up a counter strategy to do some trading and basically put myself in a very good attack position for the level of chess that I play. So he's threatening with the knights. I snap the knight off. Okay, and then now I'm harassing his knight. Check. I move the king. I take. He, of course, and the reason for that is to open up the front door. That's what I call it. So opening up the front door is one thing that you want to do. If you can open up the front door on the king, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. He did a good job of moving the rook over to protect the bishop here, because I did think about snapping off the pawn, the h1 pawn, the h2 pawn, and trading it with my bishop, and then taking the white bishop as it was left hanging, but he fixed that problem. Okay, so now it's time to get the knights into the game. He had an opportunity to come down and take the dark square bishop because I blocked the protection of the queen. He did not do that. So I moved the dark square bishop onto a more optimal file, which is this file here, the B file, eyeing down this h2 pawn. And he threatens the knight by placing it with the skewer. So what I do, this is a skewer for all beginners. So if I move the knight, I lose the rook. So I he's attacking a less valuable piece in hopes of winning a larger piece. It's a pin. It's really a pin because I don't want to move. I don't want to move the knight. I can't move the knight, or I'm going to lose my rook. So it's really a pin. So I put my queen there. So if he does take, I can take back. He can only get the knight. But we gotta fix this. So he's bringing the bishop into place. So now I'm gonna pin his bishop to the queen, because if he does come here and take this piece, I'll take back, and he still can't take with the queen, or he will lose his queen. But he can, because my king is so far in the corner, make some sacrifices and get a checkmate if I'm not careful. And he's setting this up. So I said, okay, let's trade the dark square bishops. So we trade, and I take back with the queen. Okay, see that? Now I'm attacking the bishop, which he can't move. So I've totally released the pin by trading off. My rooks are safe. We traded a knight for a bishop. That was a good trade. And now he has to decide whether or not he wants to lose his queen, or does he? Because if he comes down with the rook, I'm going to take the rook. His bishop is not in a good position. That would essentially, I'm going to take the rook. He would take with the bishop because he's no longer being pinned. So I need to remove this bishop. This bishop has to go. So if you don't understand what I just said, so if he comes down to here and say check, and then I take, check, and then he takes, bam, okay, he can immediately keep me pinned over in this corner with the queen, or he's gonna have an advantage if I don't do anything. So, and he's lining up just for that. Okay, so now I take with the knight. So now, if he comes down, which I think he could have, if he comes down, check. No, he couldn't. Then I take, then he takes, and I take back. So he couldn't do it. So taking the bishop was a good move. Now it's time to start making some maneuvers. Check. Opening the door, back door for the king. So we looked at kicking open the front door on your opponent's king and opening the back door. Remembering to open the back door, because now none of that matters, because now the queen is protecting this square here. So if he comes down, snap off, he snaps, and then I'll snap off with either the queen or the rook. So he has no positional advantage. So I want to take advantage of him having this queen blocked in. His king is essentially blocked in. So nice subtle moves from here. Okay. In his eyes, it looks like I'm eyeing down this pawn and perhaps setting up a way to protect this pawn, attack this pawn here. And he's thinking, oh yeah, if he does that, which I wouldn't do that, but I could do that. I could come up and force an early trade. I could come up here and take it. And if I did that, he would come down with the queen, bam, and then he'd lose his queen, and I'd come to here, and then I'd lose my rook over here, but then I slide down there, check. So I don't think I don't think he would do that. All right, so he's pushing the pawn. So beginners, when you have a queen, work with the queen that you have. I don't know why, but I see so many people just want to have multiple queens. And it's almost a little bit of, to me, it is adding insult to injury if you're winning. If you're winning and you can checkmate with a king, with a queen and a king, fine. I understand if you really don't know the checkmating sequence with using the king and queen, but it's not very hard. You just use the queen to block off the rows, and you keep pushing the king forward, and so on and so forth, walking them down to a position to where you can checkmate. But when you have a queen or rook and your opponent is in the end game without this, you pushing pawns trying to get multiple queens is really bad chess. Just thought I'd put that out there. So anyway, moving on back to the game. Instead of playing a check here, I immediately took the pawn out of the game. Okay, because the king is blocked in. So he has to do something. He opens up this pawn. See, right now he wants to trade. I don't want to. So check. Check. Only place for him to go. Check with the rook. Now he loses his queen. And I missed a move there. I could have taken his rook, but I didn't take his rook. But I did take his pawns. And the reason I did that is because he wanted to get a queen, which he lost his queen, but he was trying to get a queen anyway. And so because he's trying to play like that, I'm going to show him how you can stop it. This is sort of like a lesson here. So queen d6, check, block with the rook, bring the rook up, take the rook, take the rook, take the rook, and at this point, he resigns. He lost all of his pieces. When instead of trying to push to get another queen, he should have started to better his position, and win the game. But he didn't do that. So he ended up losing all of his pieces. At which case, then now I can walk the pawns down the board and get another queen. Now, would I do that since he was doing it? Probably. I would probably check him a few times and then place the queen on the line where he can't pass and just walk the pass because I have 4 pass pawns. So theoretically, I could get 4 queens with 4 extra queens and have 5 on the board with no problem and risk getting a draw. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're a beginning chess player, hit subscribe and watch some of the other videos. Thanks for watching.